Good morning and welcome to Valley Views. I'm your host, Glenn Edison. We're certainly glad to have you today. And as always, we want to thank BTC Fiber, our sponsor of this program. And you can see this program on BTC Fiber's YouTube page as well as BTC Fiber's cable channel 18. And always we want to thank our sponsors, Embers Ice Cream of Pikeville, Nickel Row Antiques of Pikeville, and White Wagon Bed and Breakfast of Pikeville. So thankful for our sponsors. And today we have with us Jay Ralston, plant manager of Munn-Hummell, and Stacy Jones, right?
Yeah.
She's with HR of Munn-Hummell. So good to be with y'all today. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Let's do a little background first of all. Since you're the new plant manager, give us a little background of your experience.
Okay, sure. Well, I'm a native of North Georgia, first off. So lived close to the area for a while. I moved to the greater Chattanooga area close to 20 years ago when I met and married my wife. I have worked for about the last 30 years in manufacturing and logistics, various roles. I mean, I started my way up on the plant floor, put myself through college as a mechanic in a textile mill. From there, moved into management positions, plant manager. I was a corporate quality manager for Kenco Logistics, which most people are familiar with in this area, as their corporate headquarters is here in Chattanooga. So I was with them for many, many years, traveling the country to all their facilities and helping them out. Moved on to Columbus McKinnon Corporation, which is located in Chattanooga. Heavy industrial manufacturer. I had 2 plants there as well as all their U.S. distribution that I was responsible for. And so now I've made my way here to Munn-Hummell, and very excited to see what we can do inside of this plant.
Well, good. And Stacy, you're new to the area too, right?
I am. I am actually born and raised, still live in Red Bank. So only 30 minutes from here. I graduated from UTC with my bachelor's in human resources back in 2014. I actually came from Columbus McKinnon along with Jay. So followed him over here to Munn-Hummell. I was there for 5 years, so very familiar with the manufacturing environment and looking forward to the great things that are to come at Munn-Hummell.
And I know a lot of people, they know where the building is and they see the signs and everything, but tell us what Munn-Hummell does.
So basically, we are a automotive supplier. So the simplest way to say, if it's plastic and you pick up the hood of your car, especially a Ford, then all that plastic was probably manufactured by us right here in Dunlap. And we do have a lot of other business like Nissan and Freightliner truck and some of that heavy industrial business as well. We're branching out into more heavy industrial, like John Deere is a new customer of ours that we're going to be providing a lot of injection molded air cleaners, things like that. But Munn-Hummell historically, was called Munn Filter. And it was all about filtration. So what you'll see is their primary business globally is water filters, air filters, that sort of thing, life sciences filters, industrial filtration. Everybody's bought a Wix filter or a Purolator filter for your car. Well, Munn-Hummell owns Purolator and Wix. So again, they're a very, very large global company, incredibly stable company, privately owned. Which I will tell you, in my experience, I've loved working for private companies more so than public. You get a more family touch, to the business that way, and I do see a lot of that even in my short time at Munn-Hummell. I see more of a family interaction and environment, even in the upper leadership. So it's a very interesting company. It's exciting to see where it's going here in the future.
Well, Stacy, how many employees do y'all have right now?
We currently have 243 associates.
Oh, that's quite a few.
Yes, yes.
I know for a while, not just y'all, but everybody was having trouble getting employees. Everybody, I guess, the way the economy was going to staying home a lot, but now that's picked up for y'all.
Yes.
It has picked up. we've seen the economy sort of rebound, like everybody. And automotive was pretty hard hit from our customer base, sort of being down for several months around that. And then, COVID was one thing that kind of had affected everybody on the front end. But then all of these supply chain issues, everybody talks about supply chain and containers off the coast, and almost every company, now in the U.S. is so heavily impacted by that. And then, of course, labor. There's been such a labor shortage. They talk about, a lot of people leaving the workforce for retirement and things like that. I've always heard the baby boomers were going to start retiring and we were all going to be in trouble. I've heard that a lot of my life, and I think we're actually starting to see some of that now.
Yeah.
So again, what we have to do is we have to appeal to the new workforce. And what drives them, because what drives a new workforce now and what they want out of life is very different from generations prior. Right. So for us, our challenge from an HR perspective and from a plant management perspective is, what are all of those things that we offer, and we have to be different. You can't come in and address labor issues and shortages of people and things like that, and sometimes hours that you have to work that are based on some of your customer demands. You've got to be able to be flexible with your employees, because at the end of the day, we all have lives, we all have families. Right. And for us, our challenge coming in is we've got to make this at its core a family-based company. It has to feel that way.
Right.
So for us, while there's always going to be a demanding customer out there that wants their parts now, how do we do better as a management team so that we can still be fair and give our employees that work-life balance that everybody wants?
Right, because I know a lot of times employees sometimes feel like, well, no one cares about me. I'm just an employee, just a number, and that's what you're trying to prevent.
Absolutely, and it starts there. At the end of the day, you've got to start with a management team that has care for its employees. And, care for employees means an awful lot of things. It means I've got to provide a safe working environment. I've got to provide decent hours and good notice to the employees of when they're going to have to work overtime and things like that. Because again, we have families, we have commitments outside of work. And that's why we work to begin with, is for our families at the end of the day. So we have to be, real conscious of that. We also, inside of the plant, you've got to have a culture of respect. Employees have to respect each other. The management team has to show respect towards the employees, and vice versa. So at the end of the day, what a lot of people will hear out of me is I like to build this 360 teamwork and respect environment inside of a facility, and that's the way we intend to communicate with our employees, how they can communicate with us. You can still have hard work. You can still have challenges every day, because those are going to happen no matter what. It's about how we react to them and how we are as people as we are doing that. Right. And that's an important thing to me.
Well, I know I've seen personally businesses where management's here we are and here you are, and that didn't work well. No. And with this type of atmosphere where you work with each other, an employee might have an idea that they don't feel so bad to come and ask you, say, hey, here's an idea, what do you think about it?
Absolutely. And that you've got to have that. You've got to have people willing to come forward and tell you what the problems are. And we've got to treat those as a gift. Right. Not as, there's somebody's wanting to come in here and complain. No, to me, if something is in the way of an operator, it is management's responsibility to remove that roadblock. And I just see it that way. Yeah. At the end of the day, all of our improvement should be focused on how do we impact the employee less, i.e., how can I make you go home less tired at the end of the day? So all those things that aggravate you every day when you come into your job, those are all things that need to be removed. because I don't want an employee aggravated.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I want them to be able to do their job smoothly, easily, because again, that at the end of the day, that's how you get more efficiency. Work harder is just not the answer most of the time. You gotta work smarter. And so we've just got to apply resources and make sure everybody's on that same page.
Well, that environment helps everyone. It helps you
Absolutely.
as well as the employees, and they feel like when you say, "Hey, we've got to have this," and they go beyond. Because
absolutely.
They feel it. You're
Absolutely.
not asking them something you wouldn't do yourself.
Oh, absolutely too. And it's not just but on the flip side of that, people who raise their hand and say, hey, we need to fix this problem. Most of the time, they're going to be on the team that's going to fix the problem.
Yeah.
We're all in it together. And it's great because if the person is that close to the issue, who better to have on the team to help fix it?
Right.
So we're going to do an awful lot of that. That's you hear a lot of people talk about Kaizen. Kaizen events and improvement events inside of a facility. Primary members of the Kaizen team are operators. Because they know a whole lot better their job than I will ever know.
Yeah.
So that's why we always have to involve the people as well.
Well, that's good. Now, Stacy, when someone, I know y'all going to have a job fair pretty soon, right?
Yes, sir. This coming up Saturday the 13th.
13th. So when someone comes to Munn-Hummell and says, hey, I'd like to be employed, what are some of the things you tell them about the benefits and what all do y'all offer?
Well, the first thing I'd let them know is that we've increased our starting rate. Our new starting rate, which became effective yesterday, is $17.50 an hour.
Oh, wow.
All right, so we've increased our starting rate by $3. And outside of that, we offer medical, dental, vision benefits after a 30-day waiting period. We offer a very competitive 401k, which matches 4.5% at 100%, and you're vested immediately. We have 3 different shifts that you can choose from with a $1 shift differential if you work on our off shifts, which is second and third. And then we offer we are working towards a new management team, so a lot of the members of our management team are new to Munn-Hummell, and we're going to start to see improvements with quality, safety, communication, and we're really working to build a team environment, which is something new to Munn-Hummell.
And it's like not criticizing the former management or anything, it's just from time to time, I know I've disagreed with people, but when they give me an idea, I go, "Oh, that makes sense." So you learn from other things and other people, and so with time, that things come about like that.
And what I like to tell people is, you may have worked with or for Munn-Hummell before, but you've never worked with us, and we want to work with you.
Well, that's good, and that encourages employees to want to work, not thinking, "Well, I've got to go to work today."
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. Now, speaking of Munn-Hummell, how many, or you may not know, but how many plants do they have, especially in the area?
Basically, we have for the U.S., our U.S. plants, we have some over in Gastonia, which is close to Charlotte, North Carolina.
Right.
So we've got three plants in that general vicinity. And then we have our Portage facility, which is Kalamazoo, Michigan, basically. Most people have heard of Kalamazoo, but not Portage, the little town next to it.
Yeah.
But we actually have 2 plants up there, and those are actually our sister plants. We're basically a portion. We're plant 3 of that kind of division, with those to be in the first 2 plants. We do have a plant in Mexico that's within our division. I was just there last week going down touring that plant. And then worldwide, we have a total of about 80 manufacturing facilities just all around the globe.
Of course, you mentioned you have all kind of parts that you make too, so it could be something not familiar with the United States, it could be with another country.
Absolutely, so and even the plant here, we support Ford in Thailand, and overseas as well, even out of our plant. Being a global company, We tend to put things in the best area, to shorten the shipment time and things like
Yeah.
that. But when it comes to common parts and things like that, like for us, we run almost everything air under the hood for an F-150 out of this plant.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. So
That's nice to know.
so again, I mean, that's one of the highest volume things that we have, is because the F-150 is the number one selling vehicle in the U.S. Year after year. So that's a lot of what you'll see coming through the Dunlap plant. And I think that's pretty cool. To think, we're so involved, and GM would probably be our second biggest customer. A lot of these American-made cars here.
Yeah.
This plant right here supports that. So
Maybe you can get a discount.
oh yeah, don't I wish?
Well, that's nice to know, because a lot of people think, when they think of small towns like Dunlap and Pikeville and the surrounding smaller towns, they don't think international or national. They just think a little local group, and that's it. But there's a lot more to it.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's nice to know. And with your doing a lot of automotive stuff, I guess you have other plants that compete with your business.
We do, but what I can say is that in our market, which is, for us, we really want to focus on, if it's filtration, that's kind of our core business. We have done things like, and you'll hear us talk about our 3P project. Our 3P project is about exiting all the businesses that aren't really part of the core. So we would make like beauty covers, things like that go under the hood of a car, as well as intake manifolds. It kind of shocked me, because maybe it's been a while since I bought a new car. I didn't know they made intake manifolds out of plastic, but they do. And Munn-Hummell makes a lot of those, but we are actually exiting that business because it's not really air filtration. So we're going to simplify our product line back to what we want to be as a company globally. And so from that standpoint, we are one of the largest filtration companies globally.
Wow.
So when you put it all together. So for us, we want to focus on that core and grow more of that business. And we're reaching out of automotive a little bit into this heavy duty and industrial, like John Deere and Case New Holland, and everybody who you got your tractors, here on your local farms. We want to provide the air filtration boxes and everything for those as well, because that's more of our core, and we want to kind of stay true to what we're doing. So, Munn-Hummell has a great philosophy. At the end of the day, our products make, the water more drinkable, and protect the environment, and the air. We make like carbon air scrubbers so that we can actually take carbon out of the atmosphere.
Wow.
So these are a lot of the products that are outside the automotive group, but Munn-Hummell as a business is committed to environmental, being a positive environmental impact to the globe. So we are developing new products around the electric cars, around hydrogen fuel cell vehicles, and all this clean technology too, because we see that as the way to the future. So we're already producing products for Tesla and some of those other companies as well. So
sound like your engineers are busy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's all right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure. Well, that sounds really amazing about all the things you're doing and all the filtration process, and because I didn't know that. I didn't know what all you did. I didn't realize it was that vast of an area.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's good. And right here in Little Dunlap.
Absolutely.
What do you have? Any words you'd like to encourage people, or about Munn-Hummell coming Saturday?
So we are doing the job fair this coming Saturday at the facility from 9 a.m. to 11. We're going to be doing interviews on the spot, making offers on the spot, and really trying to spread the word about the changes that are coming to Munn-Hummell, including the increase in our starting rate. The other thing that we're doing to help bring in applicants is walk-in Wednesdays. So if you have availability on Wednesdays, you can come on in. We'll have my HR admin available to you to fill out an application and interview on the spot every Wednesday. So our goal is to bring in as many people as we can to help get us on the right track.
Well, what would be the maximum number of employees y'all can hold at your facility?
It's probably right around the 300 mark.
So you still have some room.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And we do have some temp workforce right now as well. So what I can say is, we have a lot of opportunity at Munn-Hummell right now. And it's not only, we talk about our $17.50 entry-level wage, but understand, we really want Munn-Hummell to be that company you come to work for and you stay till you retire.
Right.
It has to have that feel. It has to have, opportunities so that you can grow and progress, through the company. A lot of the folks that we have in the facility have done exactly that. They came in as operators, and years later they're coordinators and supervisors and all of those sorts of things, and even engineers. So we want to see people progress in the company, and we're going to train. We're going to give education availability. We do tuition reimbursement. So if someone
that's nice.
wanted to take one of these pathways, to becoming a professional inside of the company, for us, that's about investing in people, investing
Right.
in the community, and that's really where we want to be. So, my message to everybody is, you may start here thinking you're getting a job, and you just might find out that you have a career if you come and
Well, that'd be
work with
great
us.
because just the family type atmosphere, that's
Mhm.
what you're getting. Where
Absolutely.
people are just like family. They want to,
Mhm.
they care about you. When you're ups, when you're down, they
Mhm.
just care.
Absolutely.
That'd be a good feeling for everybody.
Yep.
And like I said, pay is money's not always everything.
Very
and,
true.
Money helps. It pays the bills. But
Yep.
it does. The friendships are more because that way you can have someone to talk to if you needed to, or something come up. They wouldn't be afraid to come to you and say, "Hey, this is going on, and I've got to take some time off, or I've got to do this."
Absolutely.
And I'm sure y'all work with people like that because
Mhm.
life happens.
It certainly
Absolutely.
does.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to add to what we've talked about Munn-Hummell that we haven't covered, maybe?
No, I think I'm
Yeah.
good.
Well, good. I certainly appreciate y'all being with us today, and it's very enlightening for me. And I know I've tried to send people up that way all the time,
Mhm.
tell them that y'all are a good company to work for. And I know that. I've heard a lot about y'all
Mhm.
as far as being a good company.
Yeah.
And well, I appreciate y'all
All
being
right.
here today.
Well, thank you very much for having us.
Well,
Yes,
you're more
thank you
than
for your
welcome.
time.
And folks, again, you can see this interview on BTC Fiber's YouTube page as well as BTC Fiber's cable channel 18. And remember our advertisers, Ember's Ice Cream, Nickel Roll Antiques, and White Wagon Bed and Breakfast. So until next time, have a great day.